Well, I keep thinking I'm done, and the Lord keeps saying, you're not done. And I keep saying, yes, Lord, I'm your servant. Yes, sir. So here I am again. And he said that his people need more wisdom. So today, we're going to look at Proverbs 3, starting in verse 30 through 35 in the Septuagint. So if you haven't gotten a copy of the Septuagint, you can go on over to the website at therootedword.com, therootedword.com, no spaces, just all together, therootedword.com. And then you can go up to TRW pages in the menu and just point at it. Don't click, just point, and it'll drop down and you'll see Old Testament. Click on it. Now that'll explain to you why we're using the Septuagint for the Old Testament and what the Septuagint is, what the Masoretic text is, and how that differs, with the Catholic and Orthodox churches using the Septuagint as the church has always used, and then the Protestants coming along and siding with the Jews who had crucified Jesus. And they rewrote the Old Testament. And that's what you're reading in your translations of the Bible in the Old Testament. So that's why we recommend that you download the Septuagint translation that's at our website and use it. Okay? So get on over there. There's a direct link to the PDF that's hosted on our server, on our website, so it won't go away, right? It's going to always be there. Here we go. You can pause the video and come back and start it again once you have it, so you can read along. Proverbs 3:30. Be not ready to quarrel with a man without a cause, lest he do you some harm. Procure not the reproaches of bad men, neither do you covet their ways. For every transgressor is unclean before the Lord, neither does he sit amongst the righteous. The curse of God is in the houses of the ungodly, but the habitations of the just are blessed. The Lord resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. The wise shall inherit glory, but the ungodly have exalted their own dishonor. Okay, this is kind of tough. Some of these are tough, especially for men. All right? So it says, be not ready to quarrel with a man without a cause, lest he do you some harm. So someone comes up, wants to quarrel with you, don't enter into the quarrel. You have no reason to. Just leave it alone. Don't quarrel with him. Because if you quarrel with a man and you don't have a really just cause for it, he's definitely going to do you harm. And then you're being harmed for what purpose? It's senseless harm then. There's no purpose to it. See, that's the point. That's why it says, without a cause. Because if he does you harm, when you're quarreling with him without a cause, you will be harmed or your family will be harmed for no reason. You entered into this quarrel when you had no reason to enter into it, and now someone in your family is hurt. So you're stupid then. It's trying to keep you from being stupid, from being foolish, trying to keep you in wisdom. Verse 31. Procure not the reproaches of bad men. Now this is a little different. So don't do something when you know that this man is a bad man. Don't do something in order to instigate him reproaching you. He's a bad man. If he reproaches you, you're going to become a target. And then it says, neither do you covet their ways. The way that they behave, do not imitate them. Do not enter into a parley with them of doing whatever they do to see who can be the best, strongest, toughest, most dangerous. No, don't do that with evil men, with bad men. No. Don't covet their ways. Don't desire to do things the way they do things. And don't try to secure some sort of reproach from them. Not like you're trying to, but you know what will. So don't do it. You know who the bad men are, so just avoid them. Okay? Verse 32. For every transgressor is unclean before the Lord, meaning if you do that, you will be a transgressor like them. And it doesn't matter who you are in regard to the Lord. That's what it's saying. It doesn't matter who you are in regard to the Lord, or who you were in regard to the Lord, or who you believe in, like Jesus. If you are a transgressor, you're unclean before God. If you're transgressing His law, you're unclean to the Lord. Doesn't matter who you are. Neither does He sit amongst the righteous. You're no longer righteous because you've transgressed. You've sinned. You're not righteous. You will not sit. You do not sit among the righteous. You're not counted by God among the righteous. If you transgress, because you coveted the ways of these bad men, and you entered into it with them, verse 33. This has something to do with the Mandela effect too. Because as I said, that is a curse that is upon them. It says that the curse of God, though, the curse of God is in the house of the ungodly. And I think this word ungodly, if I'm correct, it should be also here. The irreverent. So, the curse of God is in the houses of the irreverent. Those who do not revere what should be revered. It's not only referring to God, who should be revered the highest, but there are also other people and things that should be revered as well. It's right here. This should be revered. It's the testimonies of God. It should be revered. So, the curse of God is in the houses of the irreverent, those who do not revere what should be revered. But the habitations of the just are blessed. Have a good reputation with God. That's what it means. The habitation of the just have a good reputation with God. 34. Very familiar verse to you all here on the channel because I quote it quite often from the New Testament. The Lord resists the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. Remember, we said that without humility you cannot be saved because grace is crucial to our salvation. It's not grace alone, as Ray Comfort just wrote to me, a response to a comment I made on one of his videos. He wrote directly to me, trying to tell me that we're saved by grace alone. And I wrote back to him. I said, and he said, it's Ephesians 2:8-9. And I wrote back, I said, well, what happened to verses 1-7 and verse 10? If you read 1-7, we have to stop sinning first. And so you have to stop sinning first, and then grace has its effect. Then I said, besides, Paul says in Romans 8:34 or 8:24, and I quoted, I say that you are saved by hope. I said, so it's not grace, it's not neither grace nor faith nor hope alone, because it's never alone. And then I said, we are saved by God alone, and He uses those things. I said, so please stop lying when you're telling people what the Bible says. about salvation. We'll see what he has to say to that, right? He can't say that I'm wrong because it's exactly what the Bible says. So we will see, right? But definitely grace has a role in our salvation because that's the cheerful graciousness of God. Without the cheerful graciousness of God, we cannot be saved. But it says that God only gives that cheerful graciousness to the humble. So even if I am right and Ray Comfort is wrong, I can't act like I'm, I have to be humble about it. Because I was wrong too. I was wrong too. I know what it's like to be wrong. So I'm not God. I wasn't born with all knowledge. I wasn't born never sinning ever in my life. But he gives grace to the humble. So we'll see if Ray Comfort is humble or not. The Lord resists the proud. So if you want God to resist you, well, it's pretty easy. Just brag about who you are, start talking down to people and mistreating people and disrespecting people. Pretty soon God will start opposing you and resisting you. And pretty soon you'll have a curse on your house. Try getting that off. Lastly, verse 35. The wise shall inherit glory. Inherit glory. The wise shall inherit glory. But the ungodly, the irreverent, have exalted their own dishonor. The very thing that makes them dishonorable before God, the irreverent exalt. They raise up as if it's something to be proud of. Their dishonor. They're proud of their dishonor, the irreverent, because they're upside down. They have no clue of the true value of God. What is the value in God's eyes? Well, the irreverent have everything topsy-turvy, and so, of course, their dishonor is what they're exalting and bragging and boasting about. So I want you to go download that PDF of the Septuagint, LXX. That's the abbreviation for Septuagint. It stands for 70, which is what Septuagint means, translated English. So the Latin numbers are LXX for 70. L is 50, X is 10, X is 10, that's 70. Download it, open to Proverbs 3, and read from verse 30 to 35. That's the last verse, 35. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart.